Which brings us on to my favourite, which actually tells a slightly different story, which is Bao. Like the story that Bao tells, I think is so cool that it's telling a little story about a mother, essentially, but I guess you don't really know that it's a mother, who's making Bao, the Chinese dumplings. And as she makes them, one almost comes alive, and then it tells a story of basically it being her child, and it goes through like emotional waves of like things that you would kind of have happen during parenthood, until eventually it becomes like a rebellious teenager. It starts going out with a girl that you don't particularly like, and at which point it's basically about to move out. At which case she just eats it. She's just like, right, I'm gonna eat it. So that to stop all of this horror, the reveal then at the end is that is her projecting her real life son onto that dumpling, and that actually happened to her, and it's her reliving the memories of, I guess, the unhappiness that she's felt of her son doing that. And then right at the end, the son actually comes in with some Bao, and they share it, and I guess they kind of make up and have a bit of a resolution there, which I think is a really nice little neat story, and it actually has a twist, which I'm always a sucker for.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the twist. I mean, up until that point, all I was thinking about was, did that girl fuck the dumpling? I was just trying to figure out how like that would work.
You know the bit where he gets hit by the football and gets a big dint?
Yeah.
That.
But yeah, no, I thought out of all of them, that's the one that had the biggest payoff.
Mm-hmm.
It had the best narrative to it. And it looked nice. I liked the stylization to it with all the people and with the...
Yeah, they stylized the humans quite nicely. Like, they had a specific look that I don't think any Pixar or Disney film has ever actually gone with.
No, I agree.
It's really, really cool. And the fact that, it's like 5 minutes long, and it tells a story, like, essentially a silly story of a woman.
It's a silly story with very...
having a dumpling be her child, until you realise that, oh no, that's actually her projecting her real life son onto it because of the kind of the experiences that she's had.
There's a lot of emotional undertones, and I think it's the most unique take I've seen. Pardon me. And I think it's the most unique take I've seen on that sort of story. 'Cause, I mean, it was a mother that was coming to terms with her child growing up and moving out and gaining their independence, but it was done in such a unique way that you would never have known. Up until the ending, it was just so out of the blue. Like, okay, maybe she's got like empty nest syndrome, maybe all the kids have just moved on, but it was at the end you get the final piece that, oh no, this all actually already happened, and this is her just rethinking it all. This is her overthinking it for, could be the 100th time, it could be the first time. She's clearly in emotional distress about it all, but it's, I don't know, it's the execution was what sold me.
It feels sort of real, like it has that kind of nuance that relationships do, where it's like it's not entirely just good relationship, bad relationship. It has a bit of flow, and the same way that I really, really like Lady Bird, the actual feature film. Like, it feels sort of real. Lady Bird could quite easily be real. This one is about a Chinese dumpling, but the point still stands. It's sort of depicting a real relationship. It's good, and it has a happy ending, but it's almost sort of, I guess, bittersweet, because you know that stuff has still happened, and like it's not a fixing of the relationship, it's a starting of the fixing of the relationship, I guess.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction, that you've just watched a recap of everything, and this is hopefully the turning her out point for her and her son.
Yeah, which, as you were saying about the Neil Gaiman thing, is that like this would, I think, be like the last part of a story where it's then cut to credits, and it's like, and then you can make up in your head what happens after that. Where the entire film could be these bits that are kind of montaged actually being the film itself. Like that would, I guess, work.